Okay, as promised, I have made a second video. Um, it's been well, just under a week, I think, and I've just sort of built on from where I was before. I will explain bits and pieces of what I've done and how I've done it. I'm aware that my microphone isn't the best, so I do apologize if I sound a bit muffly or there's some weird, dodgy sound in the background. I am waiting for a new mic to arrive, but I didn't want to wait too long before I posted my follow-up video. So as you can see, I did mention about these good old houses, and yeah, they are built wherever they want to be built. As you can see over here, they've also just, I mean, it's like they might as well not bother having a residential area because it's just jammed up. But I did read on Steam, I believe, if I'm right in remembering, there is a few updates coming soon, and I think one of them is something to do with the houses and the residential zones. So I'm hoping my voice has been heard and they will do it so we can actually pinpoint where our houses are going to be rather than just free for all, whack your houses down, and it doesn't really matter what it looks like. I can't actually remember how far I was. Yeah, right. So we had the town centre. These here, are houses, believe it or not. So these are upgraded houses. So the more citizens you get, the happier they are. You will have people upgrading them. So these here are the original houses. They do get built as you go along. I have also expanded out and I have a bridge which took forever to build and a lot of wood. So we've kind of done the same little setup. We have the market stalls, we have the houses, we have a well, we have fruit pickers. So we have a builder's cabin. So it's kind of like building the same mini part of a town in various places on the map. So as long as you've got the well, you've got a few market stalls, which I have too, just here. As you can see, I've progressed quite a lot since the first video. I've got 194 citizens. I have built up a lot of progression points. I've unlocked various things like tooling, beer production, decorative, a goods market, and I will just hit on this point with the beer production. You do build a tavern, but not many people seem to go in there. I'm not sure if it's because it goes in order of like common people, serfs, etc., etc. But there, again, there is an announcement on the Steam's website to say that will soon be fixed, where commoners will actually want to use the tavern. So we do have that. I've unlocked fish. I have managed to expand to water to get the fish. We have farming, we have the warehouse, we have the bailiff office, we have bridges. So as you can see, I've gone quite a way through. These I haven't worked on at the moment. We do have the manor house, which I did promise I will go through, but I've just got to find it because I have stuff everywhere. This is pretty cool. Like, I didn't put this here. I selected the area where they could plant their crops, and it came out pretty cool. So here we have the hop farm, which is what you need to make the beer for the tavern. But obviously, this all unlocks a lot later on in the game. We have warehouses, we have weavers' huts, which will make you wool. We have a little boat going fishing because he's actually got quite a lot of water to go through. This massive building here is my monastery, which I think I touched upon in my first video also. I think I'm still adding bits and pieces to make it slightly bigger, so it is still in the process of being built. We do have a few people. So the issue I have with the monastery is you can have monks and nuns. I've chosen purely just monks. I don't know why. That's what I've done at the moment. When the monks are, you've selected how many you want and they're in here, you can't then make them do a job. For example, if you wanted to take a monk out of here and have him, I don't know, working on the market stall, for example, it won't allow you to do that. Once they're there, they stay there. But they do a job. They do like harvest bits and pieces, they forage, they collect herbs, which is useful in the game. I might just put this onto the slow start so it's actually moving as I speak. Didn't realize it was on pause. Here is my manor house. So I will try and explain this as well as I can with a dodgy mic. Basically, your manor house is kind of like a council, if you want to think of it that way, like a town hall. It's just called a manor house. And it's basically where all the decisions are made. For example, we have two tax collectors. So they will go around and collect the taxes from the houses. And I think if you click, yeah, if you click on each house, it will tell you how much you get. So your stored tax. And then there's other things on here that you will need. You will need, where am I? Yeah, they have to be certain levels to do certain things. These are just all my villagers. Okay, so if select a mandate, I can't do one at the moment because it is midway through one. So for example, you could prospect a mineral deposit. So you will send out one of your men and they will go and check out a mountain and see what gold or materials are there. You can also promote villagers. I think it will let me do that. I don't really need to do it right now. So here we go. So you'll have all the names down here. You'll have their job this side right next to their names. And it tells you here how happy they are. So mine are fairly happy, I'd say. 5% off maximum. So you can promote them here. So if you don't want, pardon me, if you just don't want commoners and you want to up them to serfs and things, because some buildings will require something other, like a citizen, for example. Costs a lot more to promote. Obviously, it's 100 coins per person here, where it's only 20 here. But once you have the citizens, they do demand more. So they will want clothes, they will want jewelry, they will want luxury. Hence, you can see why not all of these are as higher happiness. I mean, some of them are pretty bad. Yeah, they're not getting everything they need. So if we just exit out of this screen. So basically, this is what you do. This is your main manor building here. You will add on a bailiff office, a treasury, for example, which is where all your gold is stored. You can make this as big as you want. The more treasuries, obviously, the more gold here you can hold. You can have two bailiff office. You can have one. If you want to send someone, I will show you if I can find my mountain. Where is it? Yes, here, for example. I've already had someone come out and have a quick look over this rock. And this is doing quartz, which is this. And this is used to make certain materials. Oh, I have a well that's just been built. I forgot I was even building a well. So each part, I do believe each angle there is something, but sometimes they can be the same. For example, this is iron. They've found iron here, which you can trade, you can use to make tools. You will have a blacksmith by this point, I should think. See, people are really whinging. There's no access to goods. Well, that's just tough for now, I'm afraid. We also, yeah, blacksmith. We've only got one man in there. So the blacksmith to make tools, as I mentioned very early on, as they were hard to get, you need 10 bits of coal and you need 10 of the iron to make your tools. So luckily I am getting iron and I do have a charcoal hut. I do have an iron smelter. And obviously warehouses you will need to store all of these new little things you're going to find. More houses that have upgraded. We've also gone uphill. So you've got this part. Pretty cool how they can go up and down, but I think they're pretty knackered. You can see again, there's a well, there's market stalls, there's houses. Some of them are upgraded. For example, these houses are built right on top of my warehouse. Probably not the best idea. They have stone, they have berries, so they seem pretty like happy in this little section. If I click on my markets, because I can't remember what I told them to sell. Is there actually anyone in there? Apparently there is. They're doing berries and common wares. I don't actually have any because they take forever to make. Yeah, and the same in this one. But you can change. If you haven't got any common wares, you could put candles, clothes. I haven't got that far for candles because I realised the monastery needs the beeswax, I think, further on down that line. So I have gone quite a way up, not too far. This side I'm working on for the military aspect of the game. I haven't really learned the ropes too much. I mean, we've got a military fort. We've got 16 soldiers in there. Once this is built, you literally just press plus and put however many people you want. If you click on the hammer, you can expand. You can put statues of some sort. But I don't have any gold to do that. So you can basically free build a room. You can have a fortified keep. You can have training grounds, barracks, and another treasury, which adds on to your treasury up here. I'm still figuring this part out. So I've left it there for now. What have I done over here? We're also, yes, midway through building a second manor house. Purely because mine is looking pretty much like a castle down here. We don't want it to look like that ideally. Yeah, this is my tavern here. You also have a cook where you can obviously go and hunt for meat. I do have cheese as well. I just can't remember where everything is. I do have a cheese maker. This is my dairy farm for my cows. They will produce your milk. So, like I said, this takes a long. My storage is now full. This does take a fair while to get through all the unlockables. So, as you can see, I've got tons of bridges. I'm also venturing out this way. Again, a well, market stalls, the houses will build, and you can expand for whichever direction you want to go. I also do have a little windmill that makes the flour, which allows to make the bread in the bakery, which you can sell on your stalls. So I think I'm happy in terms of the bailiff is back from the mission, and I gained. Oh, I sent my bailiff out from my manor office, and now saying I can do some more. So basically, what he just did, my little bailiff man, is he had a mission. I think it was with the clergy of some sort. Was it clergy? Let me click to find. Yeah, the clergy, and he gave me 10 more points. I don't know what they do. It gains influence, and it just gives me extra points. So I don't really want to go and looking for more materials yet because I have enough. I don't really want to promote. I can revise one estate privilege. So I think I would go with clergy. Request at least one locked active privilege for selected estate. Okay, we will just go with labor. I don't really know what. I think I just hit and click on those because they tend to really do their own thing. We have our little trade lady. Man, lady, I think that's a dude. Let me have a look. Yep, that's a man. Rather than a backpack, he's just carrying bare boxes. So he's going to go and get me some gold. I can't really remember what I asked him to buy. But as you can see, I have loads of berries. I have clothes. We don't have enough housing. Oh dear. We have 45 bread. We have nearly 200 wood. No planks because of the bridges I've had to build. A couple of cheese. We have wool. We have stone, polished stone, and cloth. So apparently my housing isn't the best. I don't quite know why. Why is my housing not good? Villagers unemployed, none. My residential space is average, and my employment is high. I mean, to tell me that you ain't got enough residential, we'll have a look. Green. So all the green areas, there's loads. They're whinging because there's not enough places for us to build our house. You will tend to find once you have like up here, for example, just hit it. Where it's desirability on average and then it'll go up to high, I think that's because I have the tavern there. So if I give them an extra green, I think I've already greened out this whole area to be fair, but we'll do it again just to make sure that they are covered. Depending on what you have, obviously luxury things like a tavern, a kitchen, etc., etc., you will get a lot more people want to end up in that sort of area. This is the common wares I was explaining. 10 tools, 10 planks, 10 stone, and it makes common ware. That is a lot. It does take a while. We do have someone that's built a very random house on his own. That won't stay there for long, I'm sure. So yeah, basically this is the gist of what you need to aim for. As long as you can put bridges. I mean, I've got one, two, three. I've got four at the moment, but I'm going to need about 400. Obviously, it's quite a big map to cover. So, what did I have here? Oh yes, church. I might have to eventually build another church because they've stuck their houses like basically on top of my church. And the more people that you have in your city or town settlement, the church can only hold so many. So I can fit 99 in here. But as you can see, I have 194 people. So I do need more church spaces, which I think I did another church. Yes, I did here. But you will have to constantly keep plonking down churches because people do get a bit fed up if they cannot access a place to worship. So my plan is probably continue going uphill for a while and continuing on my manor house. So what do I actually... Oh, my fisher's hut is built. There's things here I can't even remember that I asked him to build. So we have the manor house here, which was the treasury. Okay. So now if we click on the manor house, if we click on the edit building, we will have a tax office. So this is what you would do. You would pick a wooden hall, or whichever you prefer. I just go for the cheapest. You also would need a door. So you put your door there. If you want to put little bits and pieces on, you can, like little whatever they're called. You can put like a banner, you can put a tree. So then let that build basically there, and you can employ I need a surf upwards to be able to work in here. So that means I need to go promoting some people, but I will wait until that is built before I do that. There's a lot of berries. For some reason, I have berries sort of clinging to rocks upwards. I didn't realize that was a thing. But apparently it is. And we have, like, some weird... Okay, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this part, because there's no land, mainly. But I guess this is the end of the map where you can venture. But it's still a massive map. As you can see, like, this is insane amount of space. A lot of grey areas. But you can change your maps. You can have flat, you can have mountains, you can have hills. I just thought it'd be pretty cool to have the military up on a massive hill. I don't know why. But look, all these new people coming, and they're having to do quite a hike. I mean, they've got to go all the way through my town. And you can only literally have one village centre. One. So when you get all these new people coming, they literally all have to get to this point before you can allow them or not allow them in. We are doing pretty well, but I'm sure that's all going to change. We do have our little sheep. We have our wheat farm. We're getting better. We actually have 2 weaver huts because I think they're the ones that do my clothes, which you can sell on the stalls. You will find you need about 50 warehouses, 50 granaries, 50 wells. You do need a lot. It is basically like repeating over an area. So you have your well, you have your stalls, you'll have some sort of, I don't know, a weaver's hut or a bakery of some sort. So as long as someone's got somewhere to work and they have access to water and a market stall, they will build their houses. So you just got to keep repeating the process. Every time you see a well, you know that that's another little settlement here that's going to start. I think I've got about 15 wells. The good point is I managed to get a lot of fishing docks in. Why is my house insufficient? Okay, so someone up here is moaning because he doesn't have a house. Right, so let's residential. I mean, to be fair, he's got all of this area here. So maybe if I cut the blue out so they can't do any extraction on this little patch. Maybe then to put the green. I don't know why they're saying they don't have enough workplace. I know the desirability is a bit rubbish. But for me, they could easily stick another 7 or 8. They're good at like joining them together, for example. So why not? I have a house already now being built here, so they're crying about housing, but they are actually building houses. I'm not quite sure what the issue is there. But I will be doing, probably, well, I've got 2 traders. Probably will do another couple of videos. Actually, I have 3. Couple of videos as I go, just to explain the military side. Like I said, I'm not the best at trying to give an accurate description, because it is a struggle sometimes to remember. This is not the only game I play, so when I go from this to like a different game and then I come back to this, I'm like, oh no, I've forgotten how far I've come or what I need to build, what's already building. I do have to sort of play catch up for the first like half an hour. We are going to let these people in. I don't actually know if we've got anywhere to put them to work. That may be an issue. I think everything I've got is fairly full. Yeah, we have full granary. We have a full warehouse. Where else may we put you? My bailiff arrived. No, there's so much going on, and this is only on ×1 speed. So it is a lot. But I do not know where to put these people. Oh dear, what to do? Okay, if I go to villagers, so these are the people that tell me they're unemployed and they have no job. So where shall I put them? Okay. We can't put a blacksmith in there because it's got to be a commoner plus. We can't have... Oh, yep, we can put them in the builder's shop. There we go. That's worked out well. There's an easier way just to find out what you're stuck with. So another mandate. You don't have to do a mandate, but you can promote some villagers. You can obviously look from the mountains. You can gain influence, which is what I tend to do. Like if I want to be a bit more chummy with the clergy, I'll send him off to sort the clergy out. I do have quite a lot of progression here. But I could also unlock extra bits, but I think I'm gonna wait. We've got stone bridge, jewelry, but we don't have glass or anything yet, so that's not an option. We can't do candles yet. Stonework promotion edict, cooperage. So there's still a fair bit for the common path. Labor, not very much to be fair. I'm pretty much, well, obviously want to get further down. So I've unlocked what I think is important. You don't have to follow me. You can pick any order. You can pick, like, anything. Whether you want to do the clergy, the kingdom. You're pretty much... I can't do any of those yet. Yeah, you're pretty much good to go on whichever way you want to do it, really. If you're more into the military side of things, you could just focus on your military. I think you send them off to certain kingdoms, and then you tell them what you want, and they'll come back either injured, and go from there, really. But yeah, so this is just a catch up to show you how far I've gotten in the last few days. Just so you know, I haven't forgotten to do my second video. I am hoping my microphone will turn up soon because it's awful. I've played myself back and it's not good. So I am very sorry for the sound. And that is it, I think, for me. I'm going to go and work on another few games I've got up my sleeve and what I'm starting off on. And we will be back with a part 3.